Wow, I see
No
it.
way. No f***ing way.
I see it, bro.
It's on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain, bro.
I'm just playing, ladies. You know I love you.
It's the 19th of August 2024, the day a group of young adults executed one of the largest crypto heists ever recorded. 20-year-old Malone Lam, 18-year-old Veer Chaital, 21-year-old Jean Serrano, Danish Khan, and Chin targeted a single wallet creditor who had no idea they were about to lose a staggering $230 million in Bitcoin. But how did they pull it off? Were they expert hackers with advanced coding skills? Not at all. The truth is, they hacked human nature. It all began with a phone call, a seemingly harmless message from Google's support. But this wasn't Google. Using a spoof number, Veer Chaital, also known as Wiz, convinced the victim that their personal accounts had been compromised. The fear of losing everything was enough for the victim to trust him, granting them access to their Gmail and iCloud. With this, was gathered sensitive security information. Then came the second call, this time from Jean Serrano, also known as the Box, pretending to be from Gemini, the crypto exchange the victim used. The victim, already rattled, was led to believe their account was under attack. Panic set in, and under pressure, they reset their two-factor authentication, unknowingly handing over the keys of their crypto fortune to the thieves. And it didn't stop there. The victim was asked to use AnyDesk, a remote access software, thinking it was just another step in securing their assets. But it was the final trap. As the victim shared their screen, the private keys to their Bitcoin wallet were exposed, and in just a few clicks, 4,064 Bitcoins worth over $230 million vanished into thin air.
Oh, wow. Wow, I see
No
it.
way. No f***ing way.
In a private video, they committed the heist while recording themselves in a Discord group as they celebrated the successful heist, as the millions flowed into their wallets. But how did they manage to pull off such a heist, and why do they record it? These questions may never be fully answered, but one thing was clear: the money was now in their hands. Exactly 17 minutes later, they started laundering the money. They split the Bitcoin into smaller pieces, using a tactic called peel chains to make the transactions harder to trace. Bitcoin was swapped for Litecoin, Ethereum, Monero, and even US dollars. Within several days, the stolen funds were already washed clean, making it harder for authorities to track.
Go to the top right, the settings bar. Settings, no, not that. Like the swap settings. Set custom recipient. No, bro, what the hell? Do 998.
Dark, bro, you're so horrible.
You can't.
Bro, I'm clearly busy, Caleb. Planning a heist.
A day before the scam, the crew was already making plans, sharing links on Telegram for expensive clothes they would buy from brands like Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, and Philippe Plein. While most of them choose to keep a low profile and play safe, one of them can't resist the temptation. His name? Malone Lam. Malone wasted no time. Nightclubs became his second home. He bought drinks worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and VIP sections were his domain. He spent up to $500,000 in a single night, flashing cash, tipping DJs $2,000, and handing out $60,000 bottles of champagne like it was nothing.
He even tipped me $2,000. When I tell you the amount of bottles he sent me that I took home, brand new, everything sealed, brand new.
His bar tabs were unbelievable. Some nights cost him more than $250,000, and even more than $500,000. But the fun didn't stop there. He flew to Miami, rented a $10.5 million waterfront mansion that cost $62,000 a month to live in luxury. The mansion, with 10 bedrooms, a massive pool, and a very large garage. For Malone, this was just the beginning. Malone quickly adopted a flashy lifestyle. He purchased designer clothes, expensive watches, and diamond-encrusted jewelry. Even his glasses were made of diamonds. But Malone wasn't just buying for himself. He handed out Birkin bags to random girls at the club, including TikTok star Sky Bree, who wasn't impressed by her gift.
Me and my two girlfriends walk over to the section, and this kid, I'm gonna refer to him as like a kid. I mean, he was definitely over the age of 18. He looked pretty young. He comes towards me and he's like, I got this for you. But to be honest, it's not really my style.
He even bought a pink Lamborghini Urus for his ex-girlfriend to take him back, but he got rejected again. But the more Malone flaunted his wealth, the more he attracted the wrong kind of attention. Blockchain experts like ZachXBT, along with investigators, were tracking the stolen funds. Malone's lavish spending made it easier for authorities to connect the dots. Wiz and Box also made rookie mistakes. Wiz leaked his full name during a screen recording, and Box reused deposit addresses, making it simpler to trace the stolen funds. These slip-ups, combined with digital footprints, painted a clear picture of the heist. By mid-September, the FBI had gathered enough evidence. On the 19th of September, federal agents raided Malone's mansion in Miami. Malone, who had been living like a king, was arrested. The luxury he had flaunted now gone. Authorities seized over $9 million in stolen funds, and $500,000 was returned to the victim. But there was still $21 million linked to Box and $39 million tied to Wiz that remained untouched. And even Malone's own wallet still held $4 million in unspent stolen funds. Now, when criminals buy luxury items with stolen money, the government can seize those assets through a process called asset forfeiture. These assets are then auctioned off, with proceeds going to the victim and the investigators. The same process will apply to the clothes, jewelry, watches, and designer glasses that Malone purchased. These luxury items are likely to be seized by authorities and auctioned off as part of the asset recovery process. High-end watches, such as his Richard Mille pieces, are particularly valuable and could bring in significant amounts at auction. While designer clothes typically depreciate in value, Malone's expensive pieces will still hold enough worth to help recover funds for the victim. In Malone's case, the luxury cars, including a Mansory Lamborghini Urus and a Porsche 911 GT3 RS, were seized and transported to Los Angeles after his arrest. But the damage had already been done. Clubs, private jets, and luxury services Malone spent his money on, they all provided a legitimate service, so the money Malone spent is long gone. And while some assets may be recovered, much of the stolen fortune is lost forever. As for the wild spending in clubs, that money is pretty much gone. When you blow $500,000 in a single night on bottle service and VIP sections, the clubs aren't held responsible for giving it back, especially if they had no idea the money was stolen. Same goes for the private jets. Much of what Malone spent on services, like clubs and private jets, is lost for good. This story is more than just a crypto heist. It's a lesson in greed and recklessness. Despite living a life of luxury for a short time, Malone's rise and fall were as swift as his spending spree. The stolen money might be partially recovered, but for the victim, and for Malone, the crash was inevitable.